Hello, lovely to see you. Hope you've got yourself nice and comfortable and somewhere that you're not going to be disturbed. Obviously, I'm going to try and make the most of this beautiful weather, and I'm outside in my treehouse, which is quite high. So if I disappear at any point, you know what's happened. So fingers crossed. Hopefully that won't happen. But make sure that you've got your blankets, you've got your cushions, a couple of tins of beans or something to prop your hands up from the floor, just taking yourself off into a shavasana, really focusing on switching off, putting yourself into a body shape that you know that your body needs or requires. I think I've mentioned before where a lot of us are doing a lot of walking and cycling, so you may find that you're a little bit tight in your hamstrings. So putting yourself into a little starfish shape, arms and legs away from the body, palms facing the sky, and of course you have an option to put yourself into a goddess pose with the soles of the feet together and the knees falling to the side, and you always have an option to float your arms behind you so you're in your cactus, and this is really great for opening your shoulders and opening heart center. So perhaps just focusing on the birds and the trees, starting to switch off, starting to really focus on self, starting to allow the back body to completely relax into your mat and onto your mat. So if you know that you're working with a sensitive back, take a bend in the legs, always. And throughout your yoga practice, listening into the body at all times, and if something doesn't feel right for you, and your body's saying no thank you, just completely switch off. So let's allow the chime now to vibrate and flow through and over our bodies. So very slowly start to move fingers and toes, maybe clenching the wrists, maybe making circles with the ankles, spreading toes and fingers. Just sort of having that conversation with the body and just really getting to know and getting to grips of where you are today. And then simply coming back to still. So now with an inhalation and an exhalation, just taking a gaze and a turn over to the right side of the room, over your shoulder. With an inhalation, come back to centre. Inhale, exhale, taking that gaze over to the left. When you're ready, simply come back to centre. So now with an inhalation, we're going to start to float the arms over the head and really take a stretch. So we're really just sort of opening, lengthening, elongating the spine. We're getting a stretch in the intercostal muscles at the sides of the body and through the centre of the body. So let's now just start to really stretch the legs out. Really interlace the hands now and start to really just take that stretch as far as you can to the back of the mat, taking the hands inside out so the palms are facing the sky. Just really focusing on that breath and just noticing things about your body. I can't stretch my legs at this moment in time. Thank you, Scrappy. So now with an inhalation and an exhalation, let's just take a little lean over to the right side. So we're really stretching open on that left side of the body. Let's inhale, let's come back to centre. Inhale, exhale, let's start to lean the arms and legs to the left, and let's start to really open on that right side of the body. Inhale now. Come back to centre. Let's draw the knees tightly into the body. Let's really sort of tuck in like a little coconut. Let's allow the soles of the feet to come together and just let the knees fall to the side. So we're just gauging where our hips are at this evening, where our knees are at. Then just start to very gently pulsate. So we've got a very gentle sort of movement going on. Just sort of heating everything up, opening everything up very slowly. Let's inhale, let's draw the knees back to centre. So once again, we're like a little coconut. We're now going to allow the feet to fall to the side, slightly further than hips width apart, toes turned in. Let's start to tuck the shoulder blades closer together. Let's reach up with the hips, just gauging where we're at, inhaling, exhaling, releasing. So tilting that spine. So imagine we've got that string in the pubic bone and we're tilting the pelvis. We're just sort of releasing that back. So we're going to inhale now. We're going to start to tuck the shoulder blades up together. And we're just going to ease up. Really make full contact with the feet. Inhale, exhale. So just allowing the spine to marry with your mat. Once again, tilting that spine. So let's inhale. Let's go perhaps a little bit higher this time, or perhaps not so. Interlace the hands, pushing with the arms. Chin is on the chest. Notice how the body is. If it doesn't feel right, just release. Inhale, exhale, releasing, tilting the pelvis and just starting to come into a little coconut again. So now we're going to release the legs. So still hips width apart, take the arms out to the side, and we're just going to start to get some nice sort of gentle twisting poses. So we're just taking either legs to either side and we're taking the gaze to the opposite side of our mat. So as the knees go one way, our gaze is turning in the opposite direction. So again, just notice how one side is a little bit sort of tighter than the other, or one side is a little bit more challenging. So let's come back to centre now. Let's again release. We're just going to draw the legs in and we're going to send the legs away. So tuck the belly in. Inhale, exhale, just release down. So inhaling, reaching up, exhaling, inhaling, reaching up, tuck the belly in, exhaling, releasing down. So once more, inhaling and exhaling. So let's just take the right leg, we've done this before, cross the right leg over the left. Let's just run the hands up the back of the legs and let's just tuck in. So we're just getting in that nice release. Inhale, reach, exhale, release. Last time, inhaling, reach, exhale, release. So keeping the legs crossed, just draw those legs in. Just grab a hold of the ankles. It's just a little counter pose. As we inhale, we send the legs back to the sky again. Let's uncross the left. Let's take the left leg now on top of your right. I'm just going to 3 more times glide up towards the ankles and release. So let's inhale, tucking the belly in, exhaling. So last time, inhaling and exhaling. Now as you release down, just allow the legs to stay crossed and just draw them in. Keep the feet flexed and just sort of gauge where you're at. Really sort of push in with the sacrum and just allow the whole of the spine to meet onto your mat. So let's inhale now. Let's draw the legs together. And we're just going to put the hands under the hips to protect the back. We're just going to do some core awakening. So again, gauge where you need to be, and you've always got an option to bend your legs. So we're just going to take the legs to the sky, and we're going to keep our toes pointing to the back of the space wherever you're at. We're just going to inhale, exhale. So it's a very subtle movement. Inhaling. So now let's try the left leg. Inhaling, exhaling. Opposite leg. Keep both legs flexed, and we're keeping the hands under the hips. Inhaling, exhaling. So let your movement and breath reflect You can always draw your knees into the chest and take a little mini shavasana if you wish. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling, exhaling. So it can be quite a subtle movement. You don't have to be doing a full sort of banana split movement. It can just be very, very subtle. It can be even a micro move if you wish. So really spreading the toes, feeling that sort of connection with the hamstrings and with the Achilles tendon. So we're just going to do 2 more on either side now. We're going to draw the legs in just as a little counter pose. We're going to come up to a little coconut, tuck in really, really tightly, send the legs back again. So this time we're going to take the arms to the side and we're just going to grab a hold of a mat. We're still going to tilt that pelvis. We're just going to very gently open with the right leg. So inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. So making a little V shape. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So once more, inhaling, exhaling. So again, drawing in like a little coconut, just a little counter pose. Send the legs back to center again. So we're raising those legs, holding onto your mat, and now let's just release with the left leg. So little V shape, inhaling, keeping both feet flexed at the same time. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. So 3 more, inhaling, exhale. Remember, you can go every other. You can tuck your knees into your chest if you're feeling it's a little bit too intense. So releasing that leg down now in our V shape. So last time, allow this left leg to just, both legs are very active. Let's come back to center and let's draw those knees in. So we're going to send the legs away now. We're just going to take a wonderful stretch, interlace the hands, tilt the pelvis. We're now going to start to draw the legs in. And we're just going to start to rock. So again, using and just sort of listening into the body. You can be as dynamic or as gentle as you wish. You can allow the knees to fall to the side as you tap in front. You can also come into a halasana where we are allowing the legs to go to the back. You can grab onto the toes or the ankles, and you've got you have an option to come into your cosmic egg, where we put the hands on the hips and we just allow the knees to fall to the sides of the ears, or you can draw the knees towards the elbows. But it's yogi's choice. You can just keep rocking backwards and forwards. So we're just sort of massaging the whole of the back body, the backs of the lungs and the spine. And then when you're ready, come back to center. So sitting tall, so we're really sort of encouraging incredible posture. We're reaching through crown, we're reaching through sternum. Let's inhale, let's reach. Exhale, come down through a strong Anjali Mudra. Taking both hands now, let's twist over to the right side. Inhale, exhale, come back to center. Inhale, exhale, let's go over to the left. Come back to center, inhale, exhale, come down, send the arms behind. Let's just gently pull away from the body, so it doesn't have to be anything dramatic, it can be quite subtle. Really sitting tall, release the hands and just sort of release the hips off the floor. Inhaling, exhaling. Once more, inhaling and exhaling. So let's sit tall, let's send the legs away, let's just give them a little bit of a sort of a little bit of a tap on the floor, we're just releasing. And now we're going to take the opposite leg in front. And again, we always know that that's a little bit more challenging because we do tend to sit with our most comfortable leg in front. So again, always never compromise the pose. Even in a sitting pose, we're really sitting tall and reaching. So let's inhale, exhale. So we're now going to take both hands now to the left side, just taking a little twist, so you can be as gentle or as deep as you wish. Come back to Anjali Mudra. Taking both hands now to the other side. Ooh, just feel that in that hip, on that left hip. Come back to centre. Let's take the arms behind, let's interlace and let's draw the arms away. Again, high or as low as you wish. Inhale, exhale, release. So spread the hands like gecko hands, and we're now just going to very gently lift the hips off the floor, exhaling. Inhale, so you've got a little rocking motion. So sort of rocking forward off the sit bones. Inhale. Exhale. So let's sit really, really tall. Let's now send the right leg away. Let's tuck the left leg in. We're just going to inhale now. Exhale, come down through Anjali Mudra. And let's just lean forward. So we're really reaching forward. Allow the head maybe to just sink that little bit further onto the mat. We're going to take the right leg, we're going to reach. We're going to look up to that hand, exhale. Allow the right hand to come down. So inhaling, reaching. Exhaling, releasing. Inhaling, reaching. Exhaling, coming down. So let's now make our way back up to centre. And again, let's just release a little counter pose. Exhale, come down. So let's now draw the right leg in. Let's release that left leg out. So again, notice differences between one side and the other. We always have a dominant and a recessive side. So flex the foot to just really make that connection with the hamstrings. We're going to inhale. Take the gaze and really exaggerate this pose. Inhale, exhale, come down through your Anjali Mudra. Pectoral muscles ignite as we just start to flow forward. So we're going to reach, some of us may just bow our head, but we're going to try and sort of reach as far as we can and listening into the body. We're now going to really sort of open this left hand to reach to the left foot, and then we're going to reach up. So it's a gentle twisting pose. Exhaling, reaching forward, glide the hand, inhaling, reach. Try and gaze if you can to that left hand and reach the hand forward. Last time. Inhaling, exhaling, reach, and just allowing that hand to come down, reaching as far as you can, or maybe just bowing your head. Come back to centre, taking the hands behind, and I'm just going to very gently release there. Inhale, exhale. Let's just release this right leg back in. So let's just start to tap. Let's just start to bounce the knees, but keeping tall through the head, through the sternum, and really focusing on that breath, listening into the body, noticing which side is perhaps stronger or less so, and just getting that nice bouncing movement sort of happening in the hips, in the knees. So let's now fold the feet over. We're going to come onto all fours, so we're in our tabletop. So again, our tabletop, fingers spread, facing front. We're now going to inhale. We're going to exhale. So just brush the head forward, really tilting, drawing the shoulders away from your ears. Tuck the toes, exhale. Rounding into your scared cat. Inhale. Release the feet. Rush the head on the mat. Let's come back to our pose here where we're really reaching forward into our cow pose. Inhale, exhale, tuck the toes, bend the arms. So really exaggerate it, open the back body, really draw the belly in so you can feel that back body really opening like a barrel. Inhale, exhale, let's come to a neutral tabletop. So we're going to now walk the hands out a little bit further forward. We're going to curl the toes and we're going to push back into our down dog. So let's just start to pedal. So we're just sort of really releasing either heel onto the mat. We've done some nice stretches when we opened our practice. So let's come into a steady down dog. So let's remind ourselves of our down dog. We're going to spread the hands, we're going to make contact with the mat, triceps to heart, gaze between the legs, and just really feel like you're like a little inverted V. So we're really reaching there. We're now going to inhale. We're going to exhale. We're just going to float forward. We're just sort of waking that core up again. Exhale. Push back into down dog. Take a bend in the knees if it's too intense. And we've just got a nice gentle rocking motion going. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Last time, inhaling. And exhale. So just hold the legs slightly close together. Bend the knees. And as we inhale now, we're just going to allow the knees to come to the right side of the mat. Take the gaze forward. Come back to centre. Inhale, exhale. So again, a little gentle twisting pose. We're keeping our gaze forward. Inhale, exhale. So knees over to the right. Keep the gaze in front. Inhale, exhale. Just gently moving down, doing what's good for you. Inhale, exhale. Last time to the right. Inhale, exhale. So let's let the knees now just onto the left. And let's just come back into our down dog. So just allow the head to maybe just sort of move backwards and forwards or moving from side to side. So we're now going to come into our Chaturanga Dandasana, but we know some of us can come onto our knees at any time. So we're going to inhale. So shoulders are above the wrists. Gaze is just towards the front of the mat. Inhale, exhale. Full Chaturanga Dandasana. Release up. Little counter pose. Remember to use your breath. Inhale, curl the toes. Push back into your down dog as we inhale, float forward. So remember, shoulders above the wrists. Inhale, exhale, surf it through. Chin, chest, up dog. Let's come into our child's pose. Last time, inhale, exhale. In our down dog. Last time now, inhale. Coming into our Chaturanga Dandasana, so surfing that through. Up dog, so coming onto the flats of the feet, really feeling that stretch through the front body. Draw the shoulders back away from the ears. Come onto the knees and come into the child's pose. So again, just flip the hands like pancakes, just maybe clench the wrists in. And really reach the arms forward now. So we're going to inhale, we're going to curl the toes, and we're going to push back into our down dog. So make any adjustments that you need to make. So we're now going to inhale, we're going to reach up with this right leg, and we're going to tap the right elbow. So let's inhale, exhale, tap. Inhale, reach, exhale, tap. Inhale, reach, exhale, tap. So this time we're going to take this right leg and we're going to place it to the front of the mat, and we're going to come onto the ball of the back left foot. So your hand on the left is going to become a little bit of a tripod. Walk this right foot out, it can even be turned out. We're going to start to reach now up with this right hand, and we're just going to allow the elbow to tap. So inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, reaching, and exhale, tap. inhale, and exhale, tap. So now we're going to flatten the back foot, try and squidge the foot into the centre of the mat and allow the right hand to sort of be pushing against this right leg. So we're just going to very simply reach up with our hand now. We're going to inhale, exhale, we're going to float this hand forward. So we're just going to make that imaginary circle, inhaling, reaching up, exhaling, floating the hand over. Inhale, so really reaching up, exhale, floating that hand forward. So allow the left hand to come onto the mat, come onto the back of the foot on the left. Move your right hand now, so foot is centre. We're going to protect the back, and we're just going to step back now. So let's come into our down dog. You can walk the dog if that feels good. And we're now going to step in ever so slightly with the right. As we inhale, we're going to raise that left leg, take the gaze to the front of the mat. Inhale, tap that left elbow. Inhale, reach. Exhale, tap. Inhale, reach. Exhale, tap. Inhale, reach. Exhale, tap. So this time, this left foot now, we're going to send it to the front of the mat. If it doesn't go, physically move it. Come onto the ball of that right foot at the end there, and then just start to move the left foot out that little bit further. So we've got this wonderful sort of opening in the groin and the hip area. We're now going to reach up with our left arm. So we're going to inhale, exhale, tap. Inhale, reach. Exhale, tap. Inhale, reach as far as you can, like a little starfish. Exhale, tap. Last time, inhale, reach. And exhale, tap. So we're now going to walk this left foot to the centre of the mat. We're going to straighten that back foot, and we're going to take our left hand on the inside of this left leg. So both leg and arm are sort of pushing against each other. So we're now going to reach up with this left arm. So get yourself sort of steady, get that balance as we inhale, exhale, so getting this hand, making that imaginary circle. So let's inhale, reach, exhale, float the hand forward, really work that rotator cuff. Inhale, reach, exhale, sending that hand all the way forward. So now we're going to take the right hand to the side, either side of the foot. So come onto the ball of this back foot, draw this left knee in, and then just step back. And again, let's just come into our down dog, looking like an inverted V and reaching through our sit bones. You can soften the knees if you wish. So really feel that wonderful stretch. So we now need to get to the front of the mat. We're going to inhale, we're going to exhale, we're going to take a bend of the knees, and we're just, like a little cat, we're just going to pounce forward. So we're now going to come into our forward fold. So placing the hands on the ankles into our forward fold, and keeping perhaps a bend in the knees if you need to. And just sort of gauging where you're at. Let's inhale. Let's come into our gazing pose where we have the hands on the, just below the knees. Draw the belly in, take that gaze forward. Inhale, exhale. Let's glide all the way down. Inhale. Let's come up all the way now. So let's come into our Tadasana. So we're standing beautifully at the front of our mat, and we are still reaching up through crown, reaching through sternum, relaxing the shoulders, and really, really active arms. So we're now going to step back with our right foot. So let's inhale, exhale, let's step back with that right foot. Let's now take a bend in this front left leg, check the alignment of that knee as we send the arms to the sky. So really reaching high. So we're going to inhale, exhale. So send the arms, so swan dive the arms all the way to the front of the mat. So let's come back up. Inhale and straighten the front leg. Slight back bend. Inhale, push down with those arms. Inhale, exhale. Hands all the way up through, back to centre. Inhale, exhale, push down. Inhale, exhale. So let's come back to centre. Let's reach those arms. Let's check the alignment of that knee, that front left leg. So we're now going to come into our Virabhadrasana 2. So really reaching with the arms, and again, always checking the alignment of this foot. So we're now going to inhale. We're going to very gently float the arm in our reverse warrior. Straighten the front leg if you can. Inhale, exhale. Let's come back to our Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale, exhale. Reaching, maybe to the sky or maybe that little bit further back. Check the alignment of that front knee. Inhale, exhale. Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale, exhale. Reaching up to the sky. Inhale, exhale, Virabhadrasana 2. So really beautifully straight here. Gaze is off the index finger, and we're just trying to really ignite the Sushumnas as we're reaching. We're now going to inhale, we're going to exhale. We're going to come into our Trikonasana. So we're taking the left hand on this ankle, or allowing this hand to lean on the inside of the ankle. And then we're just going to reach up with this right arm to the sky. And some of you might want to float this hand all the way over. It's entirely up to you. So listen into the body. You can, of course, keep this hand all the way up here. It's entirely up to you. So this is a gentle twisting pose. So we're now going to inhale, exhale. We're going to reach up. And allow this hand to come down, and we're going to start to just come back into our Virabhadrasana 2, just sort of gauging where we're at. So just really checking that alignment, reaching with arms, and we're now going to start to inhale, exhale. We're now going to have both feet facing front. So we're sort of astride. I'm obviously facing you. So we're going to inhale, exhale, come down, Sranjali Mudra. So we're now going to start to just make our way down, or hands onto the mat. And of course you may well have your bricks here or your tins of beans to sort of elevate you if you need to. And you can, some of you might want to just start to take the feet that little bit further apart. So just gauge where you're at. You're just going to allow the head to fall that little bit further forward, and then if you want something a bit stronger, you're going to take the arms all the way through and then just ease the body all the way down so you're onto the crown of your head. So just really feel that delicious stretch in the back of the legs. So we're going to come back to centre, hands are here. I'm just going to very gently start to sway from side to side. Now as we do so, I want you to upturn the feet so the toes are pointing the sky. So we're just going to very gentle rocking motion from side to side. Great hamstring stretch. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Stretch. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Stretch. Last time on either side. So really gauge where you're at. If it's too intense, just back off. So again, let's just try that sort of forward fold. So weight sort of in the fronts of the palms here, and if you want something stronger, start to walk the hands through to the back and then just ease your way through. Let's come back to centre. So keeping the weight on the hands now, we're just going to start to sort of inch the feet in, and we're just going to come to our sitting yogi again. So remember, with our sitting yogi, it's a hip opener. You're using the elbows as levers, but we're still sitting tall. So sort of move around, you know, you feel that sort of wonderful opening in the hips that you've created. So sitting tall, really use those elbows as levers to really sort of open up. So let's just raise the toes now, draw the toes towards you, draw the toes towards you again, really sort of flattening that foot, exhale. Drawing the toes towards you again, a great toe stretch, inhale, exhale. So let's plant the hands onto the mat now. We're going to come into a forward fold and we're going to take the feet so they sort of face front. And we're just going to hang here for a little while. So again, you can take a bend in the knees, or you can just take a really nice, gentle sort of bow forward. Notice how your sinuses are feeling. This is going to alter the pressure in the head. As we now take the hands onto the ankles, we're going to inhale, draw the belly in. Let's come to our gazing pose. So we're gazing front. Inhale, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, exhale. Let's come all the way back into our Tadasana so that we know we're standing to the front of our mat. We're reaching with the toes, spread them, place them down. So we're now going to inhale. We're going to exhale. We're going to step back with this left leg. And we're going to come into our warrior. So again, hips, shoulders facing front. Always check the alignment of the knee so we haven't got any sort of wobbles. We want to really keep this knee sort of centered so it's not sort of unhinged. So let's bring the arms up to the sky. So we're now going to inhale, we're going to exhale, we're going to push the arms all the way down, we're going to round them all the way to the front. Inhale, come back to center, exhale, pushing the arms away, so we're swan downing the arms all the way forward. Inhale, exhale, pushing the air all the way away, working those rotator cuffs. Inhale, coming through with the arms. Inhale, exhale, allowing the arms to come all the way down to the side. And I'm just going to come into our Virabhadrasana 2. So again, checking the alignment of this front leg, really sort of gauging where we're at. As let's start to now come into our Virabhadrasana 2. So our Virabhadrasana 2, we are really checking, I'm just checking on the dog there, we're checking that alignment. We're not over bending this front leg, we're reaching with the arms. And we're now going to inhale, exhale, we're going to come into our reverse warrior. You're just going to reach forward or to the back of the room. Inhale, exhale, back to Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale, reaching, straightening that front leg, just sort of reaching, gazing to the sky. Inhale, exhale, back to Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale, exhale, so really reaching up high, reach, reach, reach. Inhale, exhale, back to our Virabhadrasana 2. So the torso is facing front, but the arms are reaching, you're gazing off that index finger and you're really sort of drawing that energy through the legs. So reaching in your Virabhadrasana 2, we're now going to inhale. We're going to come into our Trikonasana. So our Trikonasana, you're going to reach with this right hand onto the right ankle, or you can just leave the hand resting in between there. And we're now going to reach up with our left arm. Some of you might want to sort of reach that arm all the way over the top. It's entirely up to you. But gauge where you're at. Inhale, exhale. start to really open that arm. So let's allow that arm to come all the way down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. So let's come back now to our Virabhadrasana 2. So we're just gazing front, gauging where you need to be. We're now going to straighten the front leg, allow the arms to float down to the side. So both feet now are facing front. We're going to come in raise the arms up, come into your Anjali Mudra. Inhale, exhale, come down through your strong Anjali Mudra. As we just allow the hands now to make their way down onto the mat. So this is a forward sort of bend here. So again, adjust the feet as needs be. We've already done this before on the opposite side from our other warrior pose. So let's just really spread the hands. Allow the palms to make full contact. And then just gauge where you need to be. So some of you might want to come down onto the elbows. And some of you might want to walk the hands to the back of the mat and just draw in. So the crown is nearly on the mat. But of course, you may just want to be gracefully bowing your head. Whatever you do is absolutely fine, and you are respecting your body. So we're now going to place the hands on the mat. And we're just going to very gently start to stretch the insides of those hamstrings. But as we do so, we're sort of drawing the toes towards us. So we're just getting a nice rocking motion going. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling, exhaling. So notice things one side of the body to the other. Inhale, exhale, really feel that stretch. Draw the toes towards you. So last time on the left side. Inhale, exhale. Really draw those toes towards you. So we're now going to come back to center. We're just going to allow the feet to walk that a little bit closer. And we're going to come into our sitting yogi. So this is the second time we're doing our sitting yogi in this sequence. So you might feel a little bit easier now that you've entered this pose for the second time. So push the palms together, really sort of lever the knees away, but take it to your edge. But you're still imagining that you're just sort of reaching up through the crown. So just take a few breaths here. So some of us might like to come onto the toes as we inhale. Exhale, release down. So curl the toes if you can, peel them up off the mat. As we inhale, reach. So reach up through that core. Inhale, exhale. So rocking back, drawing the toes back. Inhale. Exhale. Curl the toes up, little counter pose. So let's now place the hands on the mat in front. So we're going to take the feet so they're facing forward. We're just going to start to come into a forward fold. So in our ragdoll pose, this is pose of patience, pose of surrender. And again, have the weights in the toes, in the front of the toes, not in the heel. So we're just sort of hanging forward. Just take either elbow now, and I just want you to get a nice rocking motion from side to side. So we're sending ripples up and down the spine. And let's just allow the hands to come onto the mat again as we inhale. We're now going to start to come to our gazing pose. So we're taking that gaze forward. You could maybe just shuffle the feet a little bit closer together. Inhale, exhale, forward fold. Inhale. Let's start to come all the way up back into our Tadasana. So we're standing to the front of the mat, so we're now going to come into our balancing pose. So we're going to do dancing Naturaja. I know we've practiced this. It's a balancing pose, so have a point of focus, something that that's caught your eye, and imagine you're in your own bubble and you're in your own tent. So I'm going to come to the side so you can see what I'm doing. So really start to root down. You're still reaching through crown, reaching through the sternum, and just really allow the arms to be very dynamic. So lift the toes, place them down. So we're just going to very gently now ground in through the left foot. So lift the toes, place them down. I'm going to come here. And we're just going to reach up with the right leg. You're going to reach up with the left arm, and that just might be as near as you need to go. You can also bring your hands into a chin mudra. It's entirely up to you. Then you're just going to start to lean forward. And just take it to your edge. Now exhale. Come back to centre. Let's now take this right leg. Let's just take a nice stretch here. So grounding in through this left leg. So just stretch the leg in front. Inhale, exhale, release. So let's just sort of loosen the hips now. Just sort of sway from side to side. As we now come back to our Tadasana. So we're relaxing the shoulders and arms. We're still always reaching tall. We're now going to start to transfer that weight into our right leg. So lift the toes, just maybe get a rocking motion to work out where you're at. I'm just going to start to lift the left leg now and just sort of get that really lovely quad stretch. You're now going to reach up with the right arm. And for some people, that's a fantastic balancing act. They need not go further. For those that do want to go further into their dancing Naturaja, start to kick back. And when you're ready, very gently, start to release. If you can, really focus on that balance and just take a nice stretch with that left leg. So allow the shoulders to draw back from the ears and just outstretch that left leg. So let's inhale, release that leg now, and just start to get a nice swaying motion, just so we are releasing the hips. So coming back to the front of your mat, you just sort of move in those legs like so. Let's inhale. Let's exhale, come down through Anjali Mudra. Let's now take the hands, let's glide the hands all the way down into your forward fold. Inhale, hands all the way up below the knees, take that gaze forward. Inhale, exhale, hands all the way down. So we're just going to start to put the hands in front now. We're going to make our way onto our mat, and we're just going to sit onto our bottoms for the time being. So just lift the feet and then just sort of work out where your balance is. On the sit bones, you might want to start to remove the flesh off the sit bones. That's going to help with the balance. So we're going to take the legs in front. So knees and ankles are like so. Some of us are going to stay here through this sequence, but others may like to, we've tried this before, we're going to cross the right leg over. We're going to come into our prayer. We're going to inhale, exhale, just take the gaze over to the right. Inhale, exhale, to the left. Releasing the legs down now onto the mat. And let's just take a really beautiful counter pose. So we're just easing forward. You can come onto the edges of the feet if you wish, or you can keep the soles of the feet on the mat. Entirely up to you. Just do the stretch that you need. Let's inhale, let's come back to centre. So let's readjust the flesh on the sit bones. Again, some of us may like to just stay here, really sitting tall. Others might like to cross the left leg over. Try and keep the knees and the ankles at that level. Inhale, exhale, come down through Anjali Mudra. Push the palms together. Inhale, just take that gaze to the left. Inhale, exhale, back to centre. Inhale, exhale, to the right. Inhale, exhale, back to centre again. Release the legs onto the mat, sit tall, release that back, and let's just flow forward. So again, you can grab a hold of the front of the toes, ease your way down. You can come onto the edge of your feet, or you can keep the feet flat. And some of you might just want to bow your head. Just do the sort of yoga that you need this evening, or whenever you're practicing. So let's start to unravel. Let's allow the shoulders to fall. Let's allow the feet to come slightly closer together. We're going to really sort of ground in through the feet, and we're going to make our way down using our core. So we need to tilt our pelvis as we make our way down. So imagine that sort of analogy of the pubic bone having a string, and you're drawing it towards the chin, and we're tilting the pelvis, and we're helping really sort of awaken that core. So we're going to inhale, exhale, arms in front, really dynamically. Imagine you're holding a brick. So we're tilting that pelvis before we make our way down onto the mat. Release the shoulders. And I just want you to now draw the knees in to the chest. Chin, head is on the knees. As we inhale, exhale. Let's start to make our way down now to a very well-deserved Shavasana. So it's yogi's choice. You've got your cushions, you've got your blankets hopefully nearby. So you can come into your traditional Shavasana, or indeed you can come into your goddess pose and float the arms in front. Perhaps put the cushion under your head, perhaps put it under your legs. But just really starting to switch off, just sort of having that conversation with the body as to how you're feeling compared to when you first came to practice. So just allowing the whole of the body to melt into the mat. Relaxing the face, relaxing the jawbone, allowing the tongue to fall away from the roof of the mouth. And just perhaps repeating to yourself, all is well. Perhaps focusing on the birds. straight through your body. Slowly start to move fingers and toes, spreading them, creating that space, maybe taking a turn of the head from left to right. And when you're ready, come back to stay. So now, with an inhalation and an exhalation, drawing the legs together, whether that be in your goddess pose or whether you've sort of taken a traditional shavasana with the legs straight or bent. Start to draw the legs together and just start to float the arms to the back of your space. So we're really elongating the spine, releasing, aligning and creating space. Feel the rib cage on either side really opening. When you're ready in your own time, start to very gently float the arms over the torso very slowly. Start to draw the knees into the belly. So we're giving that transverse colon, ascending and descending colon a really beautiful massage. So maybe start to rock from side to side, massaging kidneys, adrenals, the backs of the lungs, the back of the head. In your own time, make your way, rolling on to the right side. And perhaps just for a few moments drawing the knees a little bit tighter into the chest, knowing that you're opening the outside of the spine. Just another opportunity to release. And in your own time, just start to make your way up to a seated, comfortable pose. So really sitting tall, reaching through crown, reaching through sternum. Let's bring our hands into an Anjali Mudra. Let's start to rub our hands together quite vigorously, quite good for me because I'm outside and it's getting a bit chilly. So really creating some heat, some energy. And then very gently just placing either palm over each eye, just sort of really feeling that energy that you've created. Bringing your hands together now, once again into our Anjali Mudra. Sitting tall. And centered. And balanced. Namaste, everybody. Thank you very much for joining me. You'll be glad to know I didn't roll off the treehouse, which I did actually have a little worry about. So have a wonderful day, have a wonderful evening, whatever you've got planned. Thank you very much for joining me. Namaste. Thank you.